Here's an update on a story we did about one of the most unique items of movie memorabilia you'll ever see. The Cowardly Lion costume worn by Bert Lahr in The Wizard of Oz. Our original story began with James Comisar, a collector of television and movie memorabilia who tracks down important pieces before they disappear. Comisar has made himself custodian to some of the most incredible and familiar artifacts from the history of television.
I'd like to introduce you to, of course, Fred Flintstone. Meet Batman and Robin from the 1966 television series Batman. This is the Energizer Bunny that was used for 9-10 years during its advertising campaign.
The centerpiece of Comisar's collection was the Cowardly Lion costume. Important because the film has stayed alive for generations of viewers due to its annual television broadcasts. He found it several years ago in pretty ragged condition and hired restoration experts to bring the costume back to its original state. After 2 years of painstaking work, the lion was again in all his glory. Comisar had hoped it could become the centerpiece of a planned museum of television artifacts he might open one day. But plans can change. After keeping the lion on display in his living room for several years, Comisar decided to sell it at a New York auction house.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Christie's East tonight for our sale of A Century of Hollywood.
Items from The Wizard of Oz have historically brought amongst the highest prices paid for any movie memorabilia. The ruby red slippers have sold for $680,000, and almost any item from the film sells for astronomical prices. When we did the original story, we asked some experts their opinion about the lion costume's potential value.
The Cowardly Lion costume that's worn by Bert Lahr in The Wizard of Oz is certainly a unique item in film. It's the most emotional character, I would say, from the film. It's probably the best costume, I think, from the film. Bert Lahr was just magnificent in that role. In all honesty, it's probably the best item that I have seen in my experience in memorabilia.
Lot 154, showing on my left. $380,000 to start.
Comisar was in the audience, nervously awaiting the sale of his premier piece.
At $380,000, $400,000, $420,000, $450,000, $480,000. At $480,000, $500,000, $550,000. At $550,000 against you here now at $550,000. At $550,000. Last chance, fair warning, $550,000.
But James Comisar doesn't look very happy. That's because the top bid didn't hit the reserve price Comisar had set. In other words, no sale. Selling an item at auction is a bit of a crapshoot, one that James Comisar understands and is philosophical about.
As far as collectors are concerned, they're a very eclectic and particular group. Love the Munsters, hate the Addams Family, you know? Love Baywatch, hate Love Boat. So some pieces sell and sell well, while others don't. You could offer these same items online tomorrow, and they could go for 5 times more or 5 times less. You never know where they're going to go.
Well, you know where the line is going to go. Right back to Comisar's living room, where it will wait for another auction on another day.